and today we are going to plant some broad beans and get them going from pot to ground with my wonderful assistant here.
My name's Lily.
Lily. Okay, so I have two types of broad beans to show you today. This is the Sutton broad bean.
Sensible broad bean.
Yeah, this is Aquadulcicodia, and the reason I've got these both out is because some broad beans are for planting now and some are for planting in autumn. This one is actually for planting either now or in autumn, but this one here is exclusively for autumn, so make sure you check that before you get started. So we're going to put this one to one side, and this is the one we're going to use today.
Mum, yours are funny pots.
They are funny pots.
You have two holes at the side.
I know, but we're going to fix that. You look after these broad beans for me.
Okay, they're big seeds.
They are big seeds. You're going to have to get your gloves off, because in a minute we're going to have lots of soil out.
Oh.
No problem. There we go. So, I'm going to be using these toilet roll holders for our plant pots today. And the reason for that is because they are a lot deeper than egg cartons or cardboard plant pots. We need our plant pots to be deep for sowing our broad beans, because broad beans have a really big taproot. And what that means is the first root that comes out, the big long straight one that first comes out, goes straight down, and the problem with broad beans is once it reaches the bottom of the pot, if it doesn't have anywhere else to go, if the taproot is stunted and has nowhere to go, the broad bean will be stunted. So you're stunting the growth of the broad bean if you don't give the taproot plenty of room to grow. So we're going to get them in these nice deep pots here, and then as soon as possible, as soon as they start growing, because they'll grow really fast when they get going, we will transplant them into plastic bigger pots. So all I'm doing now is I'm just putting a bit of brown paper tape on the end of these toilet rolls. Are you going to count 6 seeds? That's a good idea.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Put one back. Yeah, good job. Alright. Pick one of the seeds up and show everybody watching what a broad bean seed looks like. Yeah? Well done. Hopefully that's going to give them a good shot of that. They're quite big, aren't they?
Yeah, and I like it. Let's count it again. Since it last week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
There we go, our plant pots are ready.
6 seeds.
6 seeds.
And 6 pots. 6 pots. And 6.
Right then, help me get some of this compost into one of these pots. Pop it in the top. It's okay, you can make a mess. We're outside. So don't worry if you don't get it perfectly in the pot. I'm going to push the compost in to make it nice and tight in there. And I'm leaving about 2 centimetres at least from the top of the toilet roll. We don't want to plant the broad beans too low down because we want the root to have lots of room to grow. But we also need to make sure that we've got room to cover them up after we put them in the pots. Don't we?
Yeah. There. And then I've got a seed in.
Hold on, I've got
pussy.
Push, 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 push.
I did the pussy, but you
You did a great job. But we could do with a bit more soil in, that's all. Okay, put a seed in. That's it. You just put it on the top. And we'll do that for all of them. Pop next seed, my lovely. Next seed. And the next seed.
There's only 2 more left.
Well done. And the next seed. Last seed.
Yeah, and last seed.
Well done. And then we just need to get a bit of compost and put it on the top. Can you do that for all of them?
Yeah.
That's it. Just got to cover up that seed so that it's nicely nestled in a little pocket of soil. Good job. And the next one. Bit more. Well done. Next one.
Mom, I like. These are going to be tasty.
Oh, they are. They're going to be really tasty. Well done. And the next one.
This is the last one.
Yes it is.
Mom, I found this one green something.
That's okay.
What is it?
I think it's just a bit of plant food. There's all sorts of things in soil. That looks good.
Yeah, Mom, can I put it in?
Yep.
Put these in. Just put these in.
Go on then. You're going to look after them well, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so it can still be a little bit chilly at the minute, so we need to get these on a little tray, just in case the water seeps through the cardboard. Give them a little water, and I'm going to keep them on the windowsill.
This one has plant food in.
Yeah. So we're going to keep them on the windowsill so they're not too cold. But if you have a cold frame, it can go in there instead at this point. But hopefully we're not going to get any snow now.
I'm going to put some soil on the plant food.
Good job. So these are my broad beans at the moment. They're much longer than they should be before you start this next stage of the process, but because it's been snowing I've been unable to get them outside. And this bit is called hardening off, and what that essentially means is you take your soft, delicate plants that you've been growing inside and you give them controlled periods of time outdoors so they can feel the wind and get a little bit tougher, ready for when they just go live outside permanently. Okay, so we're going to plant these broad beans now into the ground. They've had a few days to toughen up, and now I think they're ready, and we really have to get them in because they're so long. They need help. They need help. So we need to do a line of broad beans. You're doing a great job. Let me know when you want me to finish off.
I will never want you to finish off.
That's not fair. This is teamwork. I want to have a go too.
Okay, but after my go,
Okay.
gonna make them nice and sweet for you. Don't have to do much digging.
That's very nice of you. So here is our broad bean that we're going to be putting into our hole. And at the minute it's in a tonic water bottle that's been cut in half, keeping it nice and warm like a plastic plant pot, and we want to keep that intact because I want to use those again and again and again. So we're going to very carefully take out the willow cane.
Willow cane? What's a willow cane?
It's this piece of wood. It's made out of willow. See?
Oh, just like the willow fairies tree.
Yeah, it comes from the willow fairies tree. And now I'm going to just gently push all around. And if you find that it's not coming out very well, it might be that the soil is too dry, so give it a bit of a water first. Turn it upside down. There we go, and you can see all the roots inside there. So this is definitely more than ready to go into the ground. So, you're going to help me put it in, Lily? Put the stick down. There we go. That's it, and then pop it in just there. There we go. And then we want to put some soil back around the edge. So, I didn't want to take the soil away from the broad bean before planting it for two reasons. One, because I don't want to damage the roots. I want to keep them as intact as possible. So taking the whole thing and putting the whole thing in the ground was the safest way to do that. Two, that way it won't be a nasty shock to the broad bean going into completely new soil. It'll inch its way and discover that soil rather than being thrown into completely different soil than that which it is used to. Next broad bean, Lily. Okay, so we finished planting our broad beans, and now we need to put a stick support next to each one that's bigger than the one it had before, because they're quite tall now, so they need a helping hand to grow.
It's going to be my helping hand.
Okay then, go on then. So I want you to come and push the stick in right next to this broad bean here. All the way down. There we go, that's good. That's good. And then I'm going to just loosely tie the broad bean to the stick near the top of it. You don't want to tightly tie the broad bean because you need to make sure that it's got room to grow.
Then you want to run really well and then we're done.
Yay! Now these broad beans are young and still a little bit delicate, which means that they are going to look very tasty to critters like slugs and things. So we're going to, as an added precaution, we're going to put some eggshells around all the broad beans.
Can I do it too?
Yes, of course.
I did that one.
It's also super good for the soil. So everyone's a winner. Okay, and now we're done. Say goodbye.